Ready? Ready. Good morning, YouTube. My name is Miller, and today we have a new person here on our individual conversation. That is Bruna. Bruna, can you introduce yourself, please?
Sure. Hi, YouTube. I'm Bruna. I'm 26. I live in São Paulo. I work as a teacher. And I think that's it. I live with my parents and my brother. And yeah, that's my first time in the individual conversation. I'm kind of nervous, but I think it's going to be okay.
Yeah. So, well, like to start, it's funny because when I'm talking to other participants, I'm I'm trying to create the topic and so on. So, but when I read globalization, I thought, oh my God, what's going on? Yeah, so I want to know from you, what do you think about the globalization, the pros and cons, and yeah, just to begin the conversation, what do you think in terms of your comprehension about what the globalization is?
Good. Um, I think I was reading about it yesterday, like getting ready to the meeting, and I think it's about sharing not only, as you said, not only experiences but cultures, and also we also have this economical part that these exchanges that happen around the world. So all of these changes and exchanges, I think they are related to globalization around the world. Um, yeah, just
Yeah,
summarize.
but
I think
yeah, but
it's
what's
it's
the
hard because it's
specific
it's
topic
wide.
that you like about globalization? For example, in my I think a lot about the globalization in terms of culture,
Mm-hmm.
and in terms of domain as well. Because if you talking, we are discussing globalization in Brazil in English, okay? So
Mm-hmm.
it's a kind of part of the globalization. We are trying to spread this culture that's not or isn't our natural culture, okay?
Mm-hmm.
So, but in terms of musical, for example, I like sometimes when I'm checking something on YouTube and I start to see about, for example, samba, and to see the roots of the samba, and I started to see other things, for example, oh, this element was born in Africa or in Asia, and kind of exchanging the thoughts and ideas,
Mm-hmm.
okay? So yeah, it's my perception. It's basically, and mainly on culture. So I would like to know from you, what is your, the best point that you think in in globalization? What do you
Yeah,
like?
I agree with you. I think the cultural aspect is one of the biggest, not only when it comes to music, but also other types of arts, right? It's really enriching, and we learn a lot about ourselves and about other people, other customs. Um, and I need to agree with you, because when we learn about culture, we learn about people, and this is how we are, right? Um, I don't know, yeah, but this is definitely a huge topic, and like we can talk about many things like
Yeah,
from this topic, right? So it's hard.
yeah, because we are discussing here the good points, more or less the good points, but the bad points is something like, yeah, I think it's very terrible as well, that a kind of the cultures losing their identity, because they are kind of flooded by a lot of different information. And for example, thinking on TNT, about TNT, and a lot of people, I would like to talk like a native. And it's interesting when we see the people trying to you know uh have the same behavior that the people, like, oh, it's better considering that it's very better or something like that, you know?
Yeah, I think it's hard because at the same time that we know our own culture is important, and of course, in our country, it's not as valued as it should be or as it must be.
Yeah.
But we, so at the same time, many people know that it's important to value our own culture. We are also influenced by the Americanized things, like movies and songs, and also language too. And when I was uh, studying about this topic, we also talked about it because this is a way we are influenced, and those countries like um, UK and the USA, they are seen as the best because they are the richest, and
Yeah.
their English is better. I
They
don't know
have the
why it's
power
considered.
to
Yeah,
spread.
yeah. So since they have the power and they are the best according to things and to some people, it's complicated.
Yeah, but other point is the world is changing a lot in terms of globalization, and now United States and Europe is not, the powerful nation in the world. Now we have the Asia, China, Korea. For example, I was sharing a very, very funny situation that happened with me when I was in Goiânia, that I was talking to my aunt, and she was sharing with me that she was watching some Korean series, on
Yeah,
Netflix.
like
And she
Dora.
was
I don't
addicted.
know.
Yeah, yeah,
I
yeah,
know.
dorama.
Dora.
Yeah, dorama, yeah, that. She was addicted, and she's my aunt. She starts to talk. Oh, in Korea, they do like they do like oh my god, what are you talking about? In what my perception is, she was being a kind of admiring, the
Mhm.
Korean behavior. She
Yeah.
started to admire the Korean behavior, and I'm starting to think, oh my god, the globalization is so powerful, because
Yeah.
she never taught, she never taught before about the Korea, well, the culture in Asia, Korea. Because like
Yeah.
now she is flooding by this information, by the dorama, the episode, and the all the things. And I'm starting to think, oh my god, this is very interesting, because
Yeah.
sometimes most of the people, they don't know that they are kind of influenced by the information. And for example, we're starting to consume and think, for example, K-pop,
Yeah.
K-pop. Oh my
I
God,
was thinking
K-pop.
about it. It's huge right nowadays.
It's a virus.
It's hard.
Totally, it's a virus. And, we're starting to see a lot of things from countries that nowadays they have the power to spread, they spread information and so on, and control more or
Mhm.
less the world. So it's very funny, because when she was, talking to me about the Korea, I thought, oh my God, what she's talking about,
Yeah. No, it
I,
is.
I
It's
I
amazing.
had to check on Netflix. Oh, and I need to check this. Oh my God, because I don't believe it.
Yeah, I have a student. She's always here on TNT Academy. You know, Academy.
Yeah, yeah,
She also loves doramas, and it's interesting, right? Because we usually don't think. I don't know. I am not that familiar with all these Korean or Asian culture. I don't understand a lot about it, and I know this is something I should read more and go deeper, but I just haven't done it yet. And it's interesting how much these bands like BTS or those girls Blackpink and all these bands, they have
yes,
influenced and like they brought spot into their own culture, and nowadays they are huge and famous. They have a lot of fans, and of course, I think all of these have influenced these doramas and all this culture getting bigger and bigger. And it's great because we like didn't have a lot of access to these things on Netflix, and now it's getting bigger and bigger, and they can be seen, right? And this is really important.
Yeah, I remember once when a friend of mine, she's talking about BTS, and I was checking some videos. And you, in terms of music, I start to see that, you know, they are use a lot of different elements from a lot of different culture, you know, so we can compare. But the way that, you know, they show the presentation and how the video clip and so on, is totally different, you know, and kind of very I don't know how can I say, but very dynamic, in a very dynamic way, and a kind of attracting the people, the youngers, you know, with a lot of visual elements, and you know, young boys dancing
And
and
the
so on.
dances, yeah.
Seems very nice and very friendly as well, you know.
Yeah.
So yeah, starting to see, but you know, in terms of music, you know, being very cold and bright, you know, and straight, and oh my god, it's very common, it's a very common song for me. But you know,
Yeah.
the power of the media, you
It's
know,
pop, right?
yeah, it's
It's
pop.
yeah, it's interesting. And it's something that I need to I will share with you my point then, because I it's hard for me to listen to something I don't understand, like what they are saying. So
Okay.
it's usually hard for me to keep listening, and like I like the sound, I like the vibe, I can listen to it, but it's hard to listen to it for a long time, because I don't understand what they are singing, and I feel um I don't know the word. I feel that I don't belong to that thing because I can understand what they
Okay.
are saying. Belong is not the right word, but I think you got what I meant. And it's interesting because it's all about me. I need to be more open to that and try to, I don't know, understand better and try to, I don't know, be more open to this new thing.
Yeah.
Like, it's hard.
Yeah. Yeah. You know, I think it depends because for example, in my case, I really like to check this, you know. But yeah, I feel sometimes I feel alone about, you know, about this behavior because I do it, you know, alone and only checking and seeing and understanding the things, how to see and then comprehend other elements.
Mhm.
But it's not something that's common. Or we really need to be very mind open to acquire all the culture in the world. Some
Yeah,
kind of very
yeah, it's
big beautiful tag, but you know, I think it depends. It's a beautiful tag, but depend on the personality, you know. Maybe the
yeah.
people, a lot of things that, you know, I used to listen, that people don't want to listen because it's very noisy. Okay.
Uh-huh.
And I'm good because I'm still listening, and that's okay.
And you're happy, right? So
Yeah,
that's
that's it.
that's the most important thing.
Yeah, so depend on your time as well, you know, if you are prepared. For example, nowadays sometimes I started to think that I'm started to check and know a lot of things that in the past I considered, you know, trash and something that, you know, silly and something like that. And now I kind of, oh my god, what I forgot, because it's so precious, so beautiful to listen this, you know, to it's about the process and the time as well, you know, if you are prepared or not.
Definitely, I agree. Yeah, and no, this topic is just awesome. But as you said, it's great. Like, this is the good part of globalization, right? Like, at the same time that we have these Americanized standards and things that are changing, but we know they are still there. It also opens place to other people and to other cultures to, you know, to be there, to be
Yeah.
seen.
Yeah, because we have a lot of information and it's easy to have the access.
Yeah.
And, you know, so nowadays we have a very, you know, powerful tool to use. Okay, that's the one point. The other point that we have to control more what we are consuming. So, you know, it's a kind of the balance because we have the the facility to acquire this information, but you know, at the same time, we have to hand them off with a lot of different information. So we
Yeah.
have to be careful about, oh my God, what I'm doing. Let me see, because you know, I think the most of time, I don't know, maybe, yeah, maybe the most of time the people is aware about it. But you know, there's a lot of information that we consume and behavior that we change that we don't know, don't have idea that we are doing, and repeat things that we don't know where, you know, the things come from.
What do you mean?
Well,
What are you talking about?
information, for example, or even music, for example, the algorithms. You know, I started to check one type of music, and then, you know, other type of, you know, similar things started to appear to me. But you know, we have a lot of information, a whole world of information, but you know,
Yeah.
for me only, you know, appear this kind of information, and I kind of, you know, I can handle because I'm not Parisian, you know, I'm not trapped.
Definitely. Yeah,
So,
and I also think this happens not only like this is the algorithm, right? So it always showing us
it's
things
globalization.
according. Yeah, definitely. And it's part of this globalization process, right? We are always the internet's always showing us the things we want to see according to the things we search, we Google, and it's hard. Like,
It is what it
it's
is.
it is, yeah, it is what it is. But at the same, it's interesting because at the same time, like if you Google now like plants and I Google now plants, it's going to appear something different, probably like different pictures or different websites, and it seems something specific, like something that was made for me, but it I don't know if you get it, but it's crazy, right? It's made for me, but at the same time it's not. It seems that is um I forgot the word, specific, but it's not at the same time. It's crazy. I don't know.
Yeah, yeah, it's a kind of weird because they try to feature to track your personality, you know, and show you
Trying, that's
things more or less fit the information that you supposed to like. And yeah, I was laughing that sometimes when I'm trying to check our band or something like our music, and I do not found on internet on net on, you know, Spotify, and I thought, yes, you know, the algorithm don't catch me. Yes, you have to work more. Let's work more. You know, work hard.
Exactly. Oh my gosh, yeah, it's true.
But Bruna, the stage is yours. Do you want to talk about other topic? If you want, please be
No,
comfortable to
I
choose.
was thinking I was thinking about something that I want to bring to my TNT, and I think
Mhm.
that's part of the process of globalization. That is brain drain. That is like sending
Oh, very.
people to different countries,
Um,
and at the same time, it feels we are losing good professionals, but there are more people. Like it's I don't even know how to explain it, but this is a topic I really want to go deeper and to talk about. You may understand more than me, but I still need to read a little bit and to understand more. But it's interesting to talk about that because at the same time, countries are sending their professionals to different countries, they still have good people there, and these other people also will have good opportunities too. But I don't know. It's interesting.
Yes, yes, very interesting. You are saying a very, very important topic because, for example, what we are seeing nowadays, the dynamic of the media and society is pretty much that the countries start to, be more careful with the globalization, in terms
Mhm.
of, oh, we have our people to work for our country. You have to develop any country in a specific way because we are different. But in the past, I think in the 90s and 20s, maybe the people, are kind of very excited about all the globalization, all the people, you exchanging a lot of information, the world
Uh-huh.
will be very nice. But nowadays, we kind of turn, this kind of thought, and the country started to think about more themselves in terms of develop, their own structures.
Mhm.
But the consequence of it, that if the country do not have the possibility to, to to maintain, the researcher and the people that work in a high level, for that country, they lose, for a country that have more, opportunity and money and quality and so on. But it's a process that, yeah, occurred since, I don't know, since in the past, very past. So it's a very interesting topic. I really would like to participate of it because it's something that, I'm always talking about, that, if, because I have a lot of friends, they are working in England, in Australia, in Asia, and we have a friend that's working right now in Croatia, and so
Yeah.
on. So it's a very, very interesting thing,
No, it
but it's
is.
very
And
deep as well.
yeah, it is. It's deep, and it's also interesting because I was thinking at the same time, countries are sending their workers to like different countries, researchers or everything. We this opens place to other people to have access here, right? But so I don't know how the balance is, it's
Yes,
it's
let me share with you information very interesting. I told you that I was listening a podcast about football with coach,
yeah. Mhm.
and I've known that a lot of people from other country, from Portugal and Canada and Europe, they sent then researcher to here to
Mhm.
learn how we, practice the football, and, understanding the process, to understand, the develop this process, and bring it to their countries, you know.
Mhm.
So, it's a kind of way that they are stealing, this kind of skill,
Or just
because, yeah,
exchanging.
but it could be exchanging, but it's a very, because they do not exchanging anything, they just catch the information,
Got it.
you
Yeah.
know
Hmm.
and sometimes we don't know that they are here, paying attention in the process, because we are
Yeah.
kind of also. But the other point that, they are discussing on the podcast, I'm just
Hmm.
saying.
Okay. Okay. I got it.
um uh, but the other point is, our football, they are developing the mainly in the streets, the poor people
Yeah.
playing football, though they can't, understand how can we develop. So it was very funny to listen about it, because we don't have a script, but, do not have a script is a kind of type of script, because we can became more or
Yeah.
less natural, you know and
Yeah.
it was very funny. They are kind of impressed by, this naturality, and, all the skills, and thinking very fast, in terms of, playing the football.
Mhm.
So was interesting to see about, the globalization on these terms, what we can try to, what we can do, to develop our skills, and even, acquiring good information, and good knowledge from us, to acquire and develop this, and also exchanging the things in a balance, not be
Yeah,
stealing, I
yeah,
think it's the
I
core of
got it.
any country.
Yeah. No, it's I loved this idea, and I've never thought about it, and I didn't know that. But yeah, I was thinking here about sending Brazilians to different countries, but they are also coming, right? Like, um, we were talking about it on TNT the other day. Like, there are many people from different countries studying here in many public universities and learning from us too. So this is not the case that you shared, right? They're they're not stealing, but they are also learning from us. I don't
Yeah.
know, studying with us. I don't know how to. I don't know if this is
Yeah,
still.
because also it's not our culture to be very strict, in terms of all the
Yeah.
things. We are very open, but they aren't open. The
Hmm.
core is,
Yeah.
the point is they aren't open, because if they are training or developing, any specific thing, you don't, you can't see the things. Oh my God, I just want to see, your what you are
Hmm.
doing, something like that, do not occur in this country. So the stealing, of course, imposed, but it's
I
more or
got
less
it.
in that in this case. And you brought a very interesting idea that the people that, they are back to Brazil, and it's for this reason it's important we also always reinforce that we are Brazilian in our culture, and being proud, but it's not in a silly and empty way, but in a very, uh, deep way, in terms of, really understand what your country is, what is Brazil.
Hmm.
And I also, I always like to share that the more I study English or other culture, more I'm become Brazilian, because oh my God, I'm very Brazilian. I'm very proud, because when I compare the things, for, oh my God, this poor country, oh my God, they are missing a lot of things, but, have a
Yeah.
lot of potential to
Yeah.
spread good things, and yeah, that's it. It's about, for this reason, I think it's important. It's like educators,
Hmm.
to spread this information, this possibility. Think more about, your comparison, the things that you are comparing, and so on, and if you are being fair or not as well.
Definitely, yeah. I would do it. And also just to, I know we are running out of time, but just to wrap up, I don't know, like, is the brain drain this process of sending people to other countries, and like they will be there forever, or they will study there and go back to our and come back to our country. Maybe this is something I need to read more
Yeah,
and
yeah, because it's important, if you go to other country, understanding, I think with our kind of personality, well structured in that terms of culture, and understanding the context and so on. I think it's more easy when the people come back, they start to thinking and help the country in any specific things. For example, if you see, I don't know if you know some people that is from France, for example, they are very nationalist in these terms, they study in a lot of different countries in the world,
mhm,
but all, and always thinking, yeah, I'm friends, so I need to, and comparing the things in a very fair way, and trying to help the country and so on, from people from Australia, the same, United States, the
yeah,
same, Europe, the same, and sometimes we kind of, I don't know, how can I say, complex vira-lata. I think I know that, there's a specific terms
I don't know, but I
to,
got you. Yeah, it's okay.
yeah, but you have to overcome this, this
Yeah,
complex is not complex, but
yeah,
it's
and I also
complex.
It is, and I also think when we have the chance and yeah, like the chance to visit and to live in a different country, as and you see the and you realize that the life quality is different and you are valued. You like many people don't want to come back and to come back to this reality, you know. So it's kind of it's hard.
Yeah, yeah, you're right. But yeah, I think you can. I want to know from you what do you think about your experience on
In
TNT
this on
on
Tinti, like
TNT
on Tinti in general,
in
yeah,
general.
I think I don't know. Nowadays, it's not about the language anymore. You know, it's of course it is, but it's not anymore. It's about getting to know people and to feel comfortable to be who I am. I've been learning a lot about myself and about life and about how to deal with other people and how to be more open minded, how to understand that my opinion is not the right one or it's not the best or so I think it's been a really enriching experience. I've been learning a lot about me and about the relationships we have with ourselves, you know, as humans. It's not just language, it's about being human, you know. I think
Yeah, that's
that's it.
really awesome. I wasn't ask you about this specific conversation because if you didn't like, we will share the opinion, live on YouTube. No, please don't do it.
No, I
But
liked it. It was great.
but Bruna was a awesome conversation. Thanks a lot for
Thank
sharing
you.
your thoughts and ideas. They are wonderful, and that's it. I learned a lot from you and I always learn
Thank
a
you.
lot from you. That's very nice.
And I always
So
learn a lot from
have
you too. Thank you so much.
thanks a lot. Have a nice week and see
You
you.
too. Have a great
Bye
day.
bye.
Bye. Thank you.
Thank you.